Hi, this is Mia Hirsch. I interviewed Eleni Agashin, and yeah, so we talked sort of about her heritage, where she's from, what she likes now, and so I'll just talk about how her sort of culture and how she's been growing up influences who she is today. So her parents are from Ethiopia, but they moved here when they were really young. Her mom was in middle school, her dad was in high school, so I think they definitely instilled that culture in her, but not as much as if she had been born there or if they had come here later in their lives. So we talked about food a lot, and how her favorite food today is pasta with Parmesan cheese, which is a pretty plain dish. But she said that when she was younger, she used to eat more Ethiopian food when she didn't really have a choice of what she would eat. And Ethiopian food, she said, is really spicy. So it seems like that's definitely a more complex food group or food culture. And so clearly I think that I think culturally, sort of like as she's grown up and she's sort of had the freedom to choose what she wants to eat, she's sort of not revolted per se, but gone against, I guess, like the Ethiopian culture, which makes sense because her parents didn't instill it as much as if they had stayed in Ethiopia for longer. I mean, I don't know how much it was integrated into her life at home, but definitely culturally, I think her cultural identity isn't like as strongly Ethiopian as like it would have been if her parents had moved here later. So we talked about food and how she sort of eats more plain food today rather than like the spicy Ethiopian food. And then we also talked about what she likes to do in her free time. And she said that she likes Netflix and her favorite show is Law and Order SVU. And I thought that was interesting because she used to be really afraid of blood. Like when she was in middle school, she was so afraid of blood, but now her favorite show involves a ton of blood. We talked about how that was because she's started watching The Vampire Diaries, which is a show about vampires. It's a lot of blood. But I think biologically that shows her overcoming her fear by even starting to watch The Vampire Diaries, which she knew was going to be a lot about blood. So I think that definitely pertains to the biological perspective of psychology, because you have to have some courage, I guess, and I don't think the courage came from her cultural or cognition. I think it was definitely more from biological factors. And then we talked about what country she would want to go to if she were to not stay in the U.S., or I don't know, if she were to take a vacation. She said Switzerland, which is really interesting because Switzerland is a really peaceful country, as we know, and I think Eleni is a really peaceful, sort of calm, sort of neutral person, kind of like Switzerland. I guess I would relate that maybe probably to the sociocultural factors, because her mom is a really peaceful person too. So I think she's sort of grown up with that culture around her, that social norms, and so I think that probably pertains to why she would go to Switzerland. And then finally we talked about rock, paper, scissors and what she would choose first. She said paper, which I thought was interesting because nobody ever chooses paper first. And I asked her if she wins a lot on paper. She says she doesn't remember the last time she played rock, paper, scissors, but she does remember she lost a lot. So I think that shows belief, perseverance, which is a part of the cognitive perspective. Basically, she continues doing the same thing even though she knows that she's going to lose. And I think that just shows that she's strong-minded. She sticks to her guns, I guess. Kind of interesting because she did leave the Ethiopian background, but I think sort of she sticks to what she believes in, and if she strongly believes in something, then she'll stick to it. So yeah, that was Eleni and the 3 perspectives of psychology by Mia Hirsch. So peace out.